How's it going, YouTubers? Cornwall here. Thank you for joining me for another video today. I hope you are all doing really well. If not, I hope this video brings you a little bit of enjoyment. Drop a few comments below, whether you're happy or not, but just I hope you're all doing okay. And if not, speak to someone. So anyway, we're back in Microsoft Flight Simulator, doing something different, but something that I am doing, but I'm going to explain what this is. So, recently, I can't pronounce the guy's name, it's Paraguay, I think it is, or Paragon, or something like that, has released the East Midlands Airport scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And some of you may or may not know, if you know me or not, but I worked here and for this specific airline that you can see in front of you for 10 years. I worked for Be My Baby and then went on to BMI and worked at Donington Hall. We'll see if we can get over there, but we'll see. And I thought I'll do it differently from a different person's perspective. So straight up, this is incredible. I'm just going to put that out there now. Anybody that's got 4090, if you want to see literally how good this looks, it looks good on my PC, but I'm only running a 2060 Super. I need to do a few upgrades. That's by the by. If you want to see how really good it looks, go and have a look at a couple of the other guys. The EasyJet Sim Pilot's done it, British AV Geek, and people like that. But I'm going to do this on the point of view from I used to work here. I've spent a hell of a lot of time at this airport. The majority of my teens and 20s, put it that way. So, used to work for Be My Baby, so we've got Mike Pop here. Granted, this is in at 800, so don't at me, bro. Yeah, so this is the PMG 737-800 here with the nice Be My Baby livery on it. But it's not about that. So we've got a Ryanair actually next to us. And then there's a Jet2 over there, another Ryanair over there. And I was going to change the weather because it's raining. And I thought, you know what? It's England. It's the Midlands. It's always raining. So I've left it as it is because it looks pretty good, I have to say. And I remember working here when we used to have a Be My Baby here and then a EasyJet here that used to say no baby or whatever. I think it was the Ryanairs or the EasyJets used to put quite like interesting things on their liveries. So anyway, so we're on stand 9. And I'm just going to give you also a little bit of history as I go along because I remember stuff from when I used to work here. So these gates here, so 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 used to just be for domestic flights, and there's not an awful lot of domestic flights that come in and out of the in and out of East Midlands anymore. This is what these used to be for, and the Irish flights for obviously we've had the IRA, different things like that. Some of those flights used to go through here just because they had to have a little bit of extra protection on it. And there used to be a door in here. There isn't here anymore. So where this pillar is here, there used to be a wall across here and people used to go in there just to segregate the two, just so they could do their checks, but nothing bad. So I will go in and out a little bit, but we'll do the outside first and then we'll come into it. So one of the first things that's amazing is it's actually got the FOD bins. So for anyone that doesn't know what FOD is, it's foreign object debris. So that's where you put rubbish that you find. So it could be something that's fallen off an aircraft, something that's fallen off a bag. And when I say fallen off an aircraft, like a bit of rubber or whatever. You've got your little bins here where you keep your chocks and cones and different things. And then as you go down that way, we'll get to that in a minute, but that's where the other departure lanes are. And this is unbelievably accurate. The lines on the floor, this is where the buses will stop if you're getting a bus in, and then you've got the little walkway, and then you've got arrivals here. And let's just go up a little bit so we can just see here. So this is where these aircraft park here. You've got your UPS depot just there, and down that way, which we'll get to shortly. I'm just going to do kind of like the tourism bit first. It's just more your cargo apron. The DHL one's actually behind us, which is massive. And then you've got arrivals. So let's just go and have a quick look in arrivals. So this has changed quite a bit. And some things have changed since I've been working at the airport. But you go in here through here. Before this used to just be a big door. I think this door is a little bit bigger. But then you've got your arrivals here, which doesn't look like it's been modelled, but it's no biggie. Only someone like me would come into arrivals. But there we go. So you've got all the cars. You've got obviously the baggage areas down here. And you can go into the baggage belts. I do apologise, the camera's going super quick. Doesn't look like it's letting me. There we go. So you got your baggage belts here. Obviously this is quite a small airport compared to other things. There's about 3 of them. It's not showing them. And then this is the domestic arrival. So if you don't need to go through passport control, you go through these doors. There's a baggage belt there, which is literally the side of that gate. And there you are. So you've got all of the apron, all of the lights, and there's other things that are built outside. You can cars in the car park, so you've got your long stays and short stays. And then I'll show you some buildings that I used to work in, because this room here, which probably isn't modelled, this used to be, I think, the office I used to work in, which is underneath the old tower there, which is where we used to work until we got kind of moved semi off-site. And then these blue bits are actually new. So this was an extension that was done 2012 or something like that, maybe a little bit sooner than that. It might have been 2005. So and what you do is you go up some stairs, which we'll have a look in a minute. You're all the way across here, and then you go across here, which is these days where a lot of the Ryanairs park as well, because it's a little bit cheaper, it's a bit further away. And this has all been modelled lovely. You've got people in here, you've got all the little gates, you've got little boards, and you've even got, go in a bit more, you know, what's going out, what's delayed, which, you know, it's about right. And here's a fun fact for you. I remember boarding a BMI baby aircraft out here once, and there was fuel pissing out of this wing. So I ran up to the, I was airport manager at the time, duty manager for the guys, and went to the captain. I've stopped boarding, we've got fuel pissing out the wing, what do you want us to do? And surprisingly, he said, don't worry about it, it's just a few more people burn. Needless to say, I reported him. So let's have a look inside. So we've got the escape lounge here. These are the doors that you go through across that bridge. It's all modelled, but it's just a faff to try and use these controls to get through. So you've got all the gates down here. This is obviously your lounge if you want to pay to go in there. There used to be shops down the other end as well, but obviously things change. And these all used to be shops as well back in the day, but they're just not using them anymore. This Frank and Benny's is new. That used to be a pub, I think. Pork and Pickle has always been there, but it's had numerous different names given to it over the time, but always good to get a bacon cob in there. And then these are the doors that you go through, which isn't modelled, but this is where you come through. And round here, which unfortunately isn't modelled, but back here you've got WH Smith's boots and stuff, and maybe I'll add it in time, and this isn't a criticism, it's just stuff that, you know, I know from coming here a hell of a lot. And then if we go back inside, I do apologise if this camera's like going a million miles an hour. So we've got these stairs here, but I'm just going to go there. So we've got the Burger King. This has been here for ages. It's had a bit of a refurb, but that's been there for, I can't tell you how many years. And I'm not sure if there's a little bit of a kids play area somewhere around this corner. And then the pub, again, this has been changed over the years. And unfortunately, I think you can't do it anymore, but out here. So this actual Burger King and this pub and stuff that was here used to be part of Landside, so it's now airside. So you used to be able to come here, park up, get a drink, get a burger, whatever, and then this bit here, you used to come outside and be able to see the aircraft, but like from here. And you know, many people used to do it, and unfortunately they've taken it away, which is a shame, because you know, it was fun to do. You know, who doesn't like doing a bit of spotting? And now you've just got the Aero Park. So that's the majority of Landside. And obviously you've got all your aircraft, you've got your aprons, you know, nothing's particularly what's it, and it's just the level of detail. Obviously you've got the cars going around, and then you've got like bins and stuff here and your emergency bits. So the actual apron is incredible. So let's just have a fly down here. I'm not going to go in and out of all these buildings, but you've got UPS there, and then from there we'll move on to Royal Mail. There's a bit more kind of stuff here, but Royal Mail's a little bit further down here, and this is obviously your freight apron again, but the other side is more DHL, but you can have some freight down here. And a lot of these buildings over here are training and companies that need access to the airport quite closely. And there's a few companies that like finance companies and stuff. This is PricewaterhouseCoopers, and you've even got the hotels around here as well. I'm going to show you something special. It looks like the rain stops. So you've got UPS down here. I think motor transport for BMI was about here, where this empty grass bit is. It may have been knocked down. I don't think it has though. So where we used to get all of our vehicles repaired, and then what we used to do when we used to come airside with a vehicle that could come either way, is you drive up here, and they come out and have a look. They open this gate, you drive forward, you get out, you go through this door, you go in here where there's a like a screening belt. Oh, I can't get in the building, but there'll be a screening belt there. You take everything off like you're going through normal security. They'd come out, check the car, let you go, raise that barrier up, and then you drive through. So a little bit of knowledge there for you, for anybody that doesn't know. And then this building, where are we? I think it was this building here. This actually used to be BMI Baby's headquarters back in the day. Obviously not anymore, but that's where they had their headquarters, and then as they started to wind down as a business, they went into Donington Hall with BMI, and then obviously ended up shutting down. But for a number of years, that was the BMI Baby headquarters. And then we'll carry on there. Obviously got massive UPS presence here, and I think because this is out the way and not as obvious, this is massive. But people normally look at DHL, which is down there, and we'll get to DHL, and it is impressive, but UPS have got a massive presence here. So you've got some more PwC stuff. There's a lot of PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers. You've got this Holiday Inn Express, which is incredible. So it's not modelled inside as such, but it looks great. And even if you go up to the windows, you can see like inside some of the rooms and different things. I'm not going to spoil the immersion of how he's done it, but incredible. And then just up here, we've got the Radisson Blue as well. And even some of the buildings over the other side of the A453 are showing and stuff. So this is the Radisson Blue hotel, which, you know, if you've flown out the airport, you've been to touring cars, you've probably stayed here. And to be fair, this road here, you've probably queued down a hell of a lot as well, going to Donington and things like that. So what we'll do is we'll make our way back over here to the DHL apron. We'll go up the tower. So I'm privileged enough that I've been up the tower not long after it was built. And what's interesting is there's ropes at the top, so if there's ever a fire at the bottom, so at the bottom there's a couple of offices and stuff, but then it's a stairwell or a lift that goes up, and obviously if there's a fire at the bottom, how are you going to get down? Well, there's actually ropes and bungee cords and things. Well, not bungee cords, but they abseil down in the event of an emergency. So we'll come and look at Landside in a minute. We'll go up the tower first. So we're just going straight for it here. So and on this, the actual main pole, pillar, whatever you want to call it, they project stuff for children in need and different things. And here's the tower. You've got people working in here. I don't know if I can tap up a little bit. Yeah, I can. Just tilt that down a bit. So you've got people working up here, and you can see out, and it's very, very impressive. And like I say, managed to go up here and have a mooch around, and below it down here is some of the offices where, so I think it's this room here is where we go and get weather from when you're dispatching an aircraft, and then you mosey around and you'd get to the apron from under here, and this is where our cars used to be parked. So let's carry on down and we will get to DHL. And some of these, so this is the maintenance hangars down here. This big one back in the day was BMI's. Spent quite a long, you can actually see it faded in there. Nice, that's nice little touch there. Spent many a time here. Brother used to work here. My dad used to be a ground handler, so doing the pushbacks and things, and I did some work experience in here as well. I don't think you can get in there, but that's there. And then this here, some of the aircraft, there's I'll show you on the main road, but there's a training centre as well, which used to be for Britannia and then is now TUI. A few people find it, but this is so DHL have actually got their own little tower down here. I think they do their own ground control. Not been up in this one, but again, nicely modelled. The level of detail in this is crazy. So this is the DHL area down here, and it is massive, absolutely massive. This was built a number of years ago, and it's only gotten bigger. Well, they've been there. They're doing very well for themselves. You can't go inside, I don't think. I think you just go through it. But yeah, you can see inside some of the office buildings, and you've got your trucks and different things. And this is the main road, the perimeter road. And if you're ever driving down here, be careful, because there are average speed cameras, which they threw up, which was lovely. And then one of the car parks is down here as well for long stay. So then we're going to get onto some of the other fun bits. There's an incredible amount of detail on this. But if we carry on down, we'll get to Donington Park. And if any of the textures look a bit off, a little bit squiffy, that's my PC, that's on me. That's not on on the development work at all. It's just how I've had to turn it down and things. Accidentally pressed the wrong button there. And went all the way back. So by the means of editing, we'll be back there in 2 seconds. So here we are, roughly back where we were before I accidentally pressed the camera reset key, which was on me. So as you can see, going around Donington, it is race cars. So if I can remember, there we go. Tilt down a little bit. Let's get down here. Some of this isn't modelled great, but at the end of the day, we're here to play a flight sim. We're not here to watch cars go around Donington with a nice double rainbow in the background. But yeah, there's cars going around the track. How awesome is that? I mean, to be fair, even that level of detail there. So that's Donington Racetrack, which is lovely modelled in here. So let me go back to the aircraft, and I'm actually going to want to do this time. So I'm going to reset. There we are. I'm going to turn around. So obviously you've got all the apron and everything looks as it is. And this over here, the other side of the runway, is again something incredible that's been built. Just in real life, but obviously detailed here as well, is the new hub for cargo. Some of this is obviously AWS as well. Well, a lot of it's AWS, and there's actually a train track that they've built down here, and this has only gone up in the last 5-6 years, probably more than that. But the guy has incredibly detailed all of this. You've got the trucks, you've got cars over there. I'm not sure what this is here, but you've got the names of the buildings. So you got the Very Group. Got something here, GXO, more DHL, AWS stuff over there, and there's actual Amazon here. And like I say, this is all pretty new in real life as well as in the sim. And I think there's a train track that comes down here. Again, all new. You can go over to that power station, and they've modelled some of that stuff there, but I'll let you guys do a bit of exploring yourself. So if I can, I'm going to reset my camera, and then what we're going to do is, looking up to the sky, we're going to have a quick look at Landside. So this is all your car parking. You've got the petrol station here, where a lot of people in our local papers moan because if you park there to pick someone up, you get done. So this used to be car hire down here, but it's actually now car parking. Then you've got all the car parks. You've got the buses. So you can see one here reversing out to go on his cycle around you. So you've got the Skylink coming in and out, which do the local area. And then you've got some seating in here if you can get in. And I think there's a spa shop here, but it's not modelled. But I'm not criticising. It is what it is. The guy's only got so much time. And then on the outside you've got where are we? So this is the check-in hall down here. So this is the main check-in hall. So back in my day, BMI Regional had some aircraft, so they used to fly the Embraer 75, I think it was, the one with the engines at the back, like quite a small Fokker. So we used to have check-in desk 1 to like 15 or 20 or something like that. It's all like now Jet 2, and this used to be our ticket desk would have been, so this would have been that's foreign exchange, and then our ticket desk was like here. And then here, I don't know if it's still there, there's a model shop, so you can come in and get aircraft models and stuff. And I think TUI and that do fly from that bit. And then there is a little doorway here, which isn't modelled, but then you've got this next part, which again isn't modelled, but I'm sure he's working on it or whatever. It doesn't matter. We're not here to criticise what's on the outside, but I'm just trying to show you guys. But this is actually temporary, and it's become permanent because that was temporary about 20 years ago. So, and this is the Pathfinder building, or what I know as a Pathfinder building. And this is what became BMI Baby's staff room, if you like, and where the pilots used to come and get the briefings. We used to go in and have lunch, and our dispatcher's office used to be, and managers' offices and stuff like that. So it's there, and then catering was down here as well. And then the last thing I want to try and do, there is a little Easter egg, and I'll let you find it or look at someone else. So this TUI building that I was talking to you about, so that's where they do some training, just down here. And please forgive my stuttering on my PC. It is my PC. So what I want to see if I can do is see if I can actually get to Donington Hall, which is like over here somewhere. Don't know whether I can do this. So you see just below us, we're going to have a look, is the Aero Park, which is the only place really you can stop and look at aircraft now at East Midlands. You can look at on some of the banks, but you have to walk there. You can't park up. Bit disappointing. And this is like £6 a day or something, or £6 to come in, but it's not very big. And you've got some lovely aircraft here to look around. And these are all the aircraft that are there, I believe. There's nothing special that's been put in just for this. So let's go over here, and I don't think it's in. Unfortunately, no. So I think it's around here, but it's not modelled in, unfortunately. So this is the. There's been a lot of construction around here, but this is what would have been, I think, Donington Hall just here, and there's a lot of construction going on around here. Yeah, so unfortunately no Donington Hall, but that's where the headquarters used to be. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is this is fantastic. The detail is incredible. Obviously, looking at the weather, you'll have to look around yourself if you've got a slightly better graphics card than I have, a GPU. But for saying, you know, this has been done by someone pretty much by hand. I mean, wow, what can I say? The level of detail, the amount of stuff you can look around and do, you could see. And when you're flying an aircraft, and obviously stuff's popping in and loading in as I've stopped moving, but I won't say you don't care, and that's the old tower just down there as well. I won't say you don't care, but you land in, you want to look and go, oh yeah, that looks really good. But until you look around and look at the detail, and I've done this from the point of view of me that used to work here, so if you're a bit bored, I do apologise. I just wanted to give you a look around as for someone that's worked here for a number of years, and I can feel it, and it's spot on. So round of applause to Peregrine. I can't pronounce his name, I do apologise, that's my dyslexia coming out. You can go and get this on the Cortail website. I believe it's coming on Orbix, and it's £17.99 plus VAT. So you're looking at about £21, and it's worth every penny. And I know there are things that he's working on or wanting to work on to possibly improve this. I know a lot of people are excited about what he's done next, because his other ones have been out and got better and better and better, and you know it's culminated to this. But he needs a bit of a break, because I've seen all the pictures on Twitter and different things that he's posted up, and I've been following it, and I'm like, yeah, I need that day one. So this hasn't been sponsored by him at all, but if you have found this informative, give it a thumbs up, go and buy it, show him some support. Let me know if you've flown out of here and if you've had any interesting times and where you want to fly to from here, because they used to fly to Orlando from here. TUI did, and different things, but unfortunately it doesn't happen anymore. It seems like Manchester's more of the passenger side, and this is getting more freight side, which is a shame, because it is literally 30 minutes from where I live now. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if it's an instant purchase. I hope it is for you guys, because it is great, and happy flying. Let me know where you're going from, and like I say, if you find this informative, give it a thumbs up, chuck some comments below, and until next time guys, I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.